great honkers.
Excuse you.
Geese.
Yeah.
They're great honkers.
This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
We were talking about this yesterday when we were driving because it snowed the other day and there were some geese on the side of the road. And Ryder's like, how pissed are these geese?
Yeah, that there was that one keener of the goose family.
We
that was
gotta go. It's like your dad heading to the airport 4 hours too early.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get there and the place is closed. You're like, what? That's what they're feeling about that keener goose who convinced everybody to fly up and then deal with our fifth winter.
Is it going to snow again?
I don't want to talk about it.
Me either, because I have a feeling that like mid next week, it's going to snow again.
There's one day next week that says flurries or rain showers. But we've got like highs of 17 by Monday and 12 by 2. The healthy geese will be very happy with the weather that is on the way.
Yeah, because I am thinking about those poor geese that do have the flu, because all they want is like a bowl of chicken noodle soup and a blanket.
Yeah.
It's so cold out.
Maybe a ginger ale, but...
Exactly.
Time for the 7 at 7. What's it gonna be today, Ryder and Lisa?
The top 7 most annoying spring jobs that you have to do.
It could be chores. It could be maintenance on anything, maybe even your own body.
Sure, that is an honorable mention. Getting yourself prepped for warm weather, like shaving, working out, things like that. We've almost made the list, actually.
Yeah. We want to hear from you. Happy Friday. Thanks for listening. What is a spring job that you just hate?
Number 7, changing out your tires, winter for summer. It is an annoying job. It's not hard work.
No, it's not. You just, well...
If you do it yourself, it's hard work. Dropping it off at the...
It's so hard.
At the shop isn't that hard, but it's annoying.
It is annoying, especially because this time of year, if you're not on top of it, you got to wait for an appointment sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
When I had mine switched over, I took out my winter tires that have rims on myself out of the car. Yeah, that's really annoying. And then trying to find a place for them in the garage, that's really dirty after a winter.
Also annoying.
Yeah.
Number 6, we have putting away your winter clothes.
Okay, we just got a text that says shoveling snow. Like making fun of our weather here.
That is true, actually.
That is actually so funny. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, putting away winter clothes was 6. Number 5, we have washing off the deck or patio. And the suggestion on the text line, the reason I thought this deserved to be in the top 7 was like, what do you do with all the water? Do you spray it? If you live on an apartment on floor 4, are you just spraying a hose? Like what? How do you?
You don't get a hose, right?
No. So you're just scrubbing all that outside dust?
I think you just deal with the dust. That's what I did when I had a condo.
Just wait for the wind?
Yeah.
We're at number 4. We have the eaves trough, cleaning those out. It's a dangerous job.
I've never done it.
Yeah, you're afraid of heights, so it's convenient for you.
It really is.
I don't even want to hold the ladder. I'm so afraid of heights. What? That doesn't make sense.
I don't want to be around it. And it's bad luck. I don't want to be around a ladder ever.
No, it's not bad luck to hold someone else's ladder that you care about.
What if something happened where I had to grab the ladder from underneath? Now all of a sudden I have 7 years of bad luck? Okay, we just got a text from Tim from OK Tire, which is actually where I went to get my tires switched over. Lisa, you rock. I'm so glad you told people about the waiting for an appointment. That's our biggest pet peeve. What do you mean I can't get it done right now at 4:30 p.m.? Book your appointments.
Okay, good to know.
Love it.
Muddy Paw Patrol is coming in at number 3. This is following your dog around to clean up the mud, trying to get them to sit to wipe the paws off.
They hate it.
That is an annoying spring job. At number 2, we have the garage cleanup because there's so much stuff. Like, what am I going to do with this broken toboggan?
Well, and the ground is gross after driving in with your winter tires. It's gritty.
If you have stuff that you're not sure what to do with, you may want to look into the big promotion they're doing at IKEA this weekend.
Yeah, both days at IKEA, if you bring in your old appliances or furniture or even clothing donations, you just drop it off in their parking lot and they'll give you a $25 IKEA voucher. Are you kidding me?
I believe it's 10 to 4 tomorrow. I'm going to be there on location, so come say hi.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
You're going to be there Sunday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And dog dumps is the number 1 answer. This was undoubtedly the most common text that we got, cleaning up the winter mess.
Especially texts like this, cleaning up the dog poo soup in the yard. Can we not? I feel like that's a personal problem. You need to be feeding your dog a little bit more pumpkin puree.
Mike Tyson got fired up and ended up throwing some bombs out of anybody in the world you wouldn't want to get punched in the face by with a bare hand, Mike Tyson is probably top 3.
I just don't understand why anyone would try to annoy him.
Yeah.
Is this guy that ignorant that he didn't realize he was being annoying?
I'm probably drunk, right?
Intoxicated, maybe. So they were on a plane together. Mike Tyson seemed to be dealing with it pretty well at first, and then absolutely lost his cool and repeatedly punched a man in the face after the guy was annoying him. Yeah, the man was extremely intoxicated and wouldn't stop provoking the boxer in his seat.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
What are you doing?
What do you think's going to happen there?
What are you drinking that makes you that confident?
You know, at least you got a cool story. Like, where'd you get that black eye from?
Mike Tyson punched me in the face.
Yeah, rather than like, oh, I ran into the wall or, something lame. This is a pretty cool story.
It's all over TMZ. The guy who punched him, his face is everywhere.
And like Mike Tyson has had a gun pulled on him before and ended up hugging the guy that was threatening to shoot him. So he's a fairly calm guy.
So this guy must have been super annoying.
Yeah, big time. We wanted to talk about celebrity encounters. This text to 780-784-7107 says, I cut somebody off on Calgary Trail once. The car pulled up beside me. It was Vince Vaughn, and he gave me the finger.
Okay, that is probably one of the coolest things that could ever happen to someone.
Right?
I want a celebrity to flip me off. I would love that.
Vince Vaughn is in this area a lot, too. Like, I think this story lines up because he married a woman from Lac La Biche.
Okay.
And I think they have like a
family here or something.
They're traveling. I think they may have a second home in Calgary, so they're constantly driving like through Edmonton.
You know who else is here often and it kind of flies under the radar? Is Zach Galifianakis, because his wife is from Edmonton.
No.
She was a bartender here. Yeah. I might have made that up, but I feel like it's true.
So my parents used to be bougie, and they lived in Manhattan for a while. So they lived at the Trump Tower, kind of right by the UN building. So there was always people coming and going. But one day I was there visiting, and the elevator opens, and I walk in, and I walk into Derek Jeter and his then-girlfriend Minka Kelly and their dog. And I didn't know what to do because I'm awkward. So I was just like, can I pet your dog? And they were like, totally. So while we rode up the elevator, I got to pet their dog and chatted with them a little bit. And I felt kind of like a big deal there for a second.
Yeah.
More so talking to their dog than them because you're so nervous.
I know. I'm like, your parents are so famous, aren't they? Yes, they are.
Love it.
That's great.
What's cool is, like, where they were, we always saw people, like, my mom literally ran into George Clooney once when she was jogging on the sidewalk. He was coming out of a store, she ran into him, and it was like an awkward, oh, sorry, Mr. Clooney. Like, who does that?
I would do that.
Run into George Clooney?
On purpose.
Like backwards.
Oh,
pardon me.
hello. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I actually wouldn't because I respect his wife. Like, she is just such a powerhouse. I love those, like, headlines where, like, people talk about her and then they're like, and her husband, George. Like, nobody cares about George Clooney anymore because she's way more important.
She's a powerhouse, eh?
Love it.
We are joined by Sarah, who, if she wins $1,000, has said she's going to take the afternoon off and rip it up. Right?
Yep, maybe.
Okay. So you know how the game works?
Yes.
You get to pick a teammate. We'll be sending them into the hallway, giving you 5 words, and just hit us with the first word that comes to mind. We'll invite your teammate back in. For every word they match with you, it's $25. If you hit all 5, it's $1,000. We've had 2 days in a row where we've just been 1 word short of giving away the $1,000.
Crazy.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
All
Okay.
right, I'll choose you, Ryder.
All right,
Get out
I'm
of here.
I'm so good at this game. Everybody picks me.
Hey,
Sorry, Lisa.
Don't be overly confident. Gosh, no, you don't have to say sorry. I get it. Okay, Sarah,
Yep.
what is the first word that comes to your mind when I say egg?
Chicken.
What's the first word that comes to your mind when I say pedestrian?
Crosswalk.
Sleep.
Bed.
Band-aid.
Cut.
And last word, what's the first word that comes to mind when I say Laundry.
Dirty?
Love it. Okay.
I'm not getting the $1,000.
No,
There's not a chance with that.
You know what, Sarah, though? You never know with Ryder.
All right, let's go.
Sarah's not feeling confident today. She doesn't think she's getting the $1,000, but you never know.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Ryder, what's the first word that comes to your mind? When I say, let's start off with one that's pretty easy. Sleep.
Bed.
That is correct. $25 in Sarah's pocket to start it off.
Sarah, we're on it. Let's
We're on
go.
it.
All right, let's go.
Band-Aid.
Cut.
That is correct. Woo! Ryder, what is the first word that comes to your mind when I say pedestrian?
Crossing.
Crosswalk.
We'll accept it.
We're going to accept it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're at $75. You got 2 more words. If Ryder matches both of them, you're getting $1,000, Sarah. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Ryder, what is the first word that comes to your mind when I say laundry?
Basket.
Dirty.
Come on,
Come
Ryder.
on.
Oh, what? I gave you the crosswalk. You want me to take that away?
I thought we were getting the $1,000 today.
Guess not. Okay, so we got one more word, which could potentially send Sarah home for the weekend with $100.
Yeah, for 3 days in a row.
Okay. Ryder, what is the first word that comes to your mind when I say egg?
Chicken.
That's correct.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, right. 3 days in a row that we were one off from $1,000. Are you kidding me?
Thanks, Ryder.
I feel like laundry basket was a pretty good guess too.
Yeah,
I also like dirty laundry.
You know
That
what?
was a good answer.
I was thinking pile.
Basket wasn't even a thought in my mind.
No, see, there you go.
No. So,
Well, that's
thanks,
okay.
Ryder.
Maybe it's because I always leave my laundry in the basket for too long, so that's what it comes to
Yeah,
mind.
that's true. But hey, you know what? You got $100.
Thanks, guys.
No problem, Sarah.
Have a great
good
weekend. So maybe don't
You
take
too.
the whole afternoon off, just maybe the last hour.
2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours.
Parents getting revenge on their kids in lighthearted ways is my favorite thing because kids put their parents through hell.
There's a really good parenting coach on TikTok.
Okay.
And I follow her specifically to send the videos to my brother-in-law, who's also on TikTok, because they have a 2-year-old. And some of the tips that this woman has for like how to deal with kids who are having a meltdown in public or are trying to be manipulative by like getting their way. She is so good at breaking things down. If anybody wants her I'll send it your way.
Sure. Does she touch on revenge at all? Like if that's healthy?
I actually do think she does talk about things like that.
Okay.
Because what is your game plan? What's going on?
So my 10-year-old, every time she gets my phone, she takes roughly 15 selfies.
So she had my phone the other day and they weren't selfies, but I'm not joking, Ryder. She took 60 pictures of Gordy, the dog. She did a photo shoot of him and they were all like the worst angles. It
Right.
was so funny.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, what the heck is this?
And so I'm constantly like cleaning out these pictures because like quite often there'll be 10 that are the exact same of her like nostrils in the car. And she never says anything. And then like later when I grab my phone, I'm like, oh, that little brat.
I love it.
Anyway, I came across a photo shoot yesterday and there is 9 pictures that are so vastly different of her making faces. And so I have started a folder called Future Embarrassment. And anytime she takes a picture that like, I'm like, oh, she's going to hate this in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
I save it to this folder. And so I'm going to have 1,000 pictures of her that are super embarrassing to bust out at her wedding or at her grad.
Well, or to text her once she gets a phone. If she's being sassy, you just go, you want me to post this one? You just threaten her. That's
well,
so
exactly.
funny.
And somebody even suggested on my Facebook page, because I posted the like 9 pictures all side by side, and someone suggested to like make them into memes. And I think that's so funny that
Yeah.
if I actually like just put a word like angry, that in 5 years when she's like, Dad, I thought you told me I couldn't eat in a text, I'll just write back, with the meme of her face.
Yeah, sassy.
And that says angry on it. You just casually brought up this TikTok account that you find very interesting that gives really good parenting advice and asked if anybody wanted the link to the account. And we're just getting absolutely hammered with people that are interested. So we thought we'd share some of it.
Absolutely. And I think it's true. And it's good for you to know if you're listening right now and you're struggling with, a toddler right now and you feel like you're at your wit's end, just know you're not alone. And there are resources out there that can help you and guide you and give you really good advice, like this woman who's giving out advice for free on her TikTok, and she is a professional.
If you have your TikTok open or whatever, it's at Brat Busters Parenting.
Yep.
All right, so here's some of her very good advice. She talks about why diversion when kids do something bad is a bad idea.
Yeah.
So if you say to a 2-year-old, oh, look at the puppy, and they're doing something rotten, it's interpreted, and it's reward. I do something bad, something good comes my way. You see that? You can divert when you see them going into bad behavior because you're not rewarding bad behavior because it hasn't started yet. That's okay. So if you see them heading towards another kid that they usually kick, then you say, hey, look at the puppy. You're diverting them by going, because they're only 2. Now, it's a little bit different when they get 3 and 4 years old, but they're only 2. So it's very gentle kind of stuff like that. So anyway, you'd never divert. So what you do if you have a 2-year-old that's just repeatedly doing the wrong thing, you pull them away from it or take it away. And you do not give that back right away, because this is what parents will do. They'll say, okay, you were just hitting your sister with the shovel. I'm going to take the shovel away. Are you going to be good? Yeah, I'll be good. And then they give it right back. And then they hit him again. They can't figure it out. I would take and put that away, and I would remove them from the situation.
So really good advice for if you have a toddler, but she also has a lot of videos to deal with kids that are a bit older when they start to rebel. And she has this really good video talking about how, let's say your kid is having a temper tantrum and they toss over the garbage and everything falls out of it. Most parents, your first reaction is to yell at them and point out what they're doing wrong. Look what you did. Look at the mess you made. She said, do not do that. She said, if you stay in like a calm demeanor and just tell them, you and me are going to clean this up. And then you clean it up calmly, and because they know what they did is wrong. You don't have to tell them because that's what they want. They want that attention. If you just completely go, we're going to clean this up, and then you move on. Things like little tips like that I find so fascinating. And this is coming from someone who doesn't have kids, and I watch all of her videos, like beginning to end, because she's so interesting.
I'd be so rattled right now with that first advice about the 2-year-old. If I was listening and I was a 2-year-old,
you'd be like, really?
I'd be like,
my mom always gives me the shovel back.
Tell that chick to pipe down.
Yeah, okay. But there's a little bit more audio we want to show you just to showcase what kind of stuff this woman talks about.
Yeah, so here she touches on how to raise problem solvers, and I found it very interesting.
You start this really young. So what you do with they can be 2 years old, you can say, would you like to play with the puzzle or the blocks? And then they got to choose. And what that did is it gave them a sense of empowerment and confidence. So I did that with everything. And when they were growing up, I would say to them, well, you can go to a party and let's say they were 13 or 14 and they start going to parties. I said, if drugs and alcohol start happening, you can either stay there and get drunk and throw up later on and whatever, or you can secretly call me and I'll park down the street and I'll pick you up, secretly. Your choice. I gave them choices. You know what's interesting? They always made the right choice.
Sounds like she had some good kids.
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely. Well, she's raising them right?
Yeah,
and the fact that now they're older, she can tell you what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah.
So I sent this video to one of my girlfriends who has a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And she said, wow, giving them choices. I'm going to try that. So now whenever her daughter asks or she wants to offer her daughter a snack, she doesn't just say, what do you want? Because then there's too much information there.
Too much clutter.
So what you say instead is, are you feeling like you want a salty snack or a sweet snack? And it gives them that opportunity to make a decision and truly become problem solvers at such a young age. We have some moms texting in saying, I've got toddlers and I'm constantly crying. Send the account my way. I got you, girl.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.